So, Paul, what kind of statement did the Thunder make in their blowout win?
They showed that listen, we lost the first game that they gave away. They played pissed. But I also think that Denver came up there and said, you know what, guys, we did what we had to do. We came up here to steal a game. And so sometimes it's like human nature. You come, you get one game, you say, all right, this is a bonus if we get the second game. You know, we got home court advantage now. So you throw the first punch in the first quarter, you see where it go, and you're like, all right, you know what? That's fine. We let this get away. We're gonna go back home, take care of business, and we did our job. So I don't know if it was a message that the Thunder sent, or it was more of like Denver being complacent on getting one game on the road. Because that's what it is. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes you feel good. You're like, all right. It's no pressure on you in that second game. You got to understand. It's pressure on that first couple games when you're the road team. So once you get it, you're like, all right, we got home court advantage. We did what we got to do. They let go of the rope a little bit. They said, we're going to regather the rope, take it back home, and take care of business. So, you know, I mean, but OKC did what they had to do.
Yeah, they showed me, Joy, that they're for real, that they're the #1 seed. And I understand everything Paul is saying. But they're making me a believer. I looked at that, and I understand complacency. Oh, we stole one. It's cool. We good now. But you got shellacked at a point in time by 49, okay? That's not, oh, well, we don't care we stole one. Nobody gets beat bad like I turned that thing off probably, I don't know, mid-third quarter, to the point where it was like, why do I need to sit here and just continue to watch this? Because it was a massacre, and it never stopped. They never stopped the bleed. You know, sometimes there's a 30-something point lead, and all of a sudden it shrinks down to 11, and it goes back up to 22 at the end of the game. The team wins by 21. That wasn't the case. So I understand Denver. This is the first time I really felt like they really missed Mike Malone. I did. Just because of how they got beaten. They got it felt like there was no major adjustments made. It felt like the coach was in over his skis. That's what it felt like to me, Rick.
I thought the statement they made was, we're really mad about the fact that we lost game one. And we lost the way that we did. And it was almost like, is there some way that we can beat them so badly in game two that somehow we get game one back? I mean, it felt like that. I do think that Denver tried a couple times to see if they could make a run and maybe make a game of it. But I don't know how hard that they actually tried to. To Paul's point, they got what they needed. And this is what Oklahoma City does best. I mean, this is what they did all year long. I believe they had more 10-point wins than anybody in the league. This is how they could win. It's not a statement to me, though, that they're necessarily that much better than the Denver Nuggets, because I believe that there are still going to be more games than not that are going to come down to last possession games. And the Thunder don't have a whole lot of experience at that, and I don't know how good they are at that, and whether they're better at that than the Denver Nuggets. So other than they really felt like, man, we blew game one. We blew home court advantage, and people are going to question our ability to actually play for a championship as a result of game one. Let's let it out. Let's just go.
Did you ever take it on the chin like that in the playoffs? When y'all were good, though, not when
No, I don't never remember losing by like 40 in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
In the playoffs.
Was there ever a point on your walk that you felt like you were down by 40? Or was there a point where you hit a wall and you thought, you know...
You know what, Rick? Only people with my mental capacity can do stuff like this.
Mental fortitude.
Listen, you wouldn't be able to make this walk, Rick. You would have gave up, Rick.
You would have quit?
You would have quit.
No.
Yep. Called an Uber?
Yep. He would have. I gutted it out.
Okay, at what point? Was it Sepulveda that got to you, or where was it?
Sepulveda tested me mentally.
Yeah.
That's what I gave him the water. I gave him the water.
After Sepulveda, he gave me the water.
There you go. Take this, dog.
You need this. You need some electrolytes. I mean, Denver got bullied. That was embarrassing. The Thunder embarrassed them. I agree with you. They were like, if there's a way we can take like half a game back, that's what this is. I mean, if you're down by 49, essentially 50 points in a playoff game.
And they never let up. Like, they just kept
that's
shooting
just-
threes and
saying.
playing
It's just
fast.
not
and
okay.
all
Yeah,
of
I
it.
think we beat the
playoff
Lakers like
record.
that. I think we beat the Lakers like that in Game 6 to win it. Something like that.
About 40?
Yeah, what was it, Ty? What was it? How much we beat the Lakers by?
It beat the
Game
Lakers
6.
by 40 points. Man, stop that.
Yeah, we
cap.
did. Game 6.
And you
2008.
didn't.
Scoring 87 in the first half is insane.
We did. We won by like 40.
It was wild. But, I mean, look, they have that capability, and it's not the Nuggets game.
Like-
I mean, I hope from a pride perspective that the Nuggets respond to this. I mean,
Sure.
I understand that there might be some complacency because you stole game one.
Yeah, but
But,
it's,
well,
Like, it's one thing to take a little bit of a mental backseat or feel
Yeah.
like you have one in the bank, so
but
you
true.
can afford this, but you can't get beat like that.
he
No,
was
you
getting-
can't.
They was on their way to getting beat by a 50 piece.
But, Paul, I mean, I would think that it's really easy to couch this and say, it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Like
could do that.
You can beat us by 50. We still got game one. Like I don't know how much. And I would ask you, like, you walk away from a game where you get beat by 50 as opposed to you get beat by 20 or you get beat by 10. At the end of the day, in the playoffs,
That's a big difference.
do you really feel different about the loss?
Yeah, I bet you do.
In this case, I'm looking like we came up here to get what we needed to get.
Yeah.
So you're,
I'm
you're,
gonna throw this. We throwing this away.
you're okay with this?
We throwing this one away. That's going in the trash.
Don't listen to Paul.
That tape going in the trash.
Paul lying.
We going home, fellas. 1-1, right where we want to be.
You scare me anytime you start to get here, man. There are bad things that have happened after that.
Definitely.
Over to the Western Conference Series. The Warriors upset the Timberwolves, a very physical game one. Minnesota center Rudy Gobert had less than half the rebounds in game one compared to 5 against the Lakers. Yesterday, T-Wolves coach Chris Finch thought it had to do with the physical play. I mean, it's playoff basketball. It's supposed to be physical. But do you agree with Chris Finch or Steve Kerr?
I agree with Steve Kerr. Listen, this is the NBA. You know what it means? No boys allowed. These are grown men out here. This is the playoffs. Look at you. Each ref's team that comes into a playoff game is different. And as you get into the league and you develop a relationship with them and you know you know how they're going to call the games. I knew immediately, oh, this is going to be a bar fight tonight. Oh, he calling everything tonight. Oh, this is going to be a nip tuck. Like, I knew in the layup line what type of game it was going to be. These players know the refs. They know it's the playoffs. They know some refs going to let you get away more than others. It's up to them to read that. Is it physical in the playoffs? Absolutely, from what I've been seeing. So what I like to say to Coach Finch and Kerr, it's like, look, if one team is do it back. Like, don't cry about it. Do it back. Let's see who can get away with it the most. Because clearly the more physical teams in the playoffs, from what I watch, have been the ones winning games. A la the Knicks. A la what I seen Minnesota do to the Lakers. A la the Golden State Warriors, you know, the way Draymond played in Game 7. So if that's what it's going to take to win games, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I like the way Steve approached the thing. I like the way Steve Kerr approached it because he was just like, this is what it is. If I want to sit up and complain about them grabbing our guys and doing certain things, I can certainly do that too. And then on the back end of it, he said, I'm going to send something in just to kind of throw shade at Coach Finch. You lost to a team that you didn't expect to lose to, that lost their star player in Steph Curry, so your feelings are hurt. Now you see, every time these teams lose to somebody, they start trying to find excuses. I mean, I don't know about him. I know you know him a little bit in Coach Finch. You know him a little bit. Seems like to me, he's always trying to find an excuse to why they lost. Just feels that way. It's always an excuse as to why they lost. First, it was Ant-Man didn't play well. Now it's because Rudy Gobert didn't get enough rebounds. Like, which one is it?
Yeah, it can be both. But
Which one is it, though? You gonna keep every time they put a mic in your face coming up with an excuse?
But I guarantee you that if the Warriors lose whenever, well, obviously it's not Steph, it's not going to be there, but Buddy Hield can't get free, and they're grabbing and holding on to him, that Steve Kerr will be out there afterward and saying, hey, look, they're doing too much of this. And he said, I'll send in my clips of Steph being held as well. I think that's what coaches do when they lose a game in the playoffs is they work the referees a little bit, trying to kick them the other way. As far as answering the question, I don't think it's an either or. I agree with both of them, and I think it's the physicality of the playoffs at this point, and I'm all for it. To be honest with you, I think that's just the way that the game is being called this year. It is at a level higher than I've certainly higher than it was in the regular season, and maybe higher than I've seen it in a long time. And I have not heard yet why Adam Silver has decided, because the league really determines this. The referees don't. The league determines how they want the game officiated, and then they say, you can let this go. We want to call this, whatever it may be. And but I'm all for it because I think it's made the game far more entertaining.
So they didn't really want the Lakers to get to Game 6, in other words. Got it. Conspiracy.
Script.
League didn't.
Do you like the physicality of the postseason, Paul?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think that's what postseason basketball is all about. Like I said it to us on the group chat, it's hard to score out here. I done played in playoff games where the score was probably like 60-something to 60-something because teams couldn't score. Game 7 of the 2010 finals, you literally couldn't score because of the physicality by both teams. I think the game was in the 80s. I think that's what playoff basketball is all about, because when it's easy to score and guys is going there, you call a foul every play, it slows down the game. I just say let them play. Let the real players show who they are. And that's what it is. That's how playoff basketball has always been. And I like watching this type of game because I don't like seeing teams go to the free throw line every other play.
That
Just
game
play
7
ball.
was 83-79.
83-79, yeah.
Yeah, it can go too far. But for me, the reason that we're seeing all these competitive, exciting, entertaining games is because they've allowed the physicality back into it. And you see guys that it looks like players care. It looks like they're ready to go nose to nose, toe to toe. And I think when you call the game so tightly, it's hard to get emotional.
It slows it down.
Yeah.
It's not fun to watch. Then you have all these reviews. We're trying to watch playoff basketball. We're trying to watch the best against the best. We're not trying to watch the best against the refs. And that's not how it should be called when everything is on the line.
Yeah.
Just let them play.
No, the physicality of the game that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was a no call. Okay, no call.
Yeah, I wanna
grab.
see
They fighting for the ball.
Because, they fighting for the ball. Exactly.
Right.
You don't need to swallow your whistle right now. You don't need to blow the whistle. You don't need to be trying to make it about you and teeing people up unnecessarily because they looked at you the wrong way. You don't need to do that sort of stuff because really you don't want to see butterfly basketball out there, hopscotch. Nobody's looking for that.
No boys allowed.
No boys allowed. This is a man's game.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard that.
I'm glad that was the word that you chose. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.